Have you ever been in a group conversation where everyone is talking quickly, laughing, and jumping from one topic to another, and you're just sitting there trying to process everything? By the time you finally think of something to say, the conversation has already moved somewhere else. If that sounds familiar, you might be someone who tends to think deeply about things. In the previous video, we talked about the signs of being a deep thinker. But there's another side of this trait that people rarely talk about. Deep thinkers often struggle with people, not because they dislike others, and not because they think they're better than everyone else. It's usually because their mind processes social situations differently. One reason is that deep thinkers tend to analyze conversations too much. Most people talk casually without examining every word or reaction. But a deep thinker's mind often starts asking questions automatically. What did they mean by that? Were they being sarcastic? Did I respond the right way? While others are simply chatting and moving on, the deep thinker may still be mentally processing what was just said. Because of that, they might respond slowly or stay quiet, which can make them appear distant or uninterested even when they're not. Another reason is the nature of everyday conversations. A lot of social interaction is built around small talk. People talk about the weather, daily routines, minor complaints, or random gossip. For many people, this kind of conversation is just a simple way to connect, but deep thinkers often find it mentally unstimulating. Their minds naturally lean toward meaningful discussions about ideas, experiences, or deeper questions about life. When most conversations stay on the surface, they can start feeling disconnected from the people around them. Deep thinkers also tend to notice details that others overlook. They might pick up on small changes in someone's tone, subtle facial expressions, or inconsistencies in what someone says. This heightened awareness can sometimes make social situations uncomfortable. They may realize when someone is exaggerating or pretending to be something they're not. But pointing these things out directly can create tension. So many deep thinkers simply keep their observations to themselves. From the outside, it may look like they're not engaged in the conversation, when in reality they're just observing more than they express. Another factor is that deep thinkers spend a lot of time in their own minds. They reflect on past experiences, think about future possibilities, and analyze ideas in detail. Their internal world can be very active and engaging. But constantly switching between that inner world and a fast-paced social environment can feel exhausting. That's why many deep thinkers feel a strong need to be alone after spending time with people. It's not necessarily about avoiding others. It's more about giving their mind the quiet space it needs to reset. There's also the challenge of social rules that are rarely spoken out loud. In many situations, people soften their opinions, avoid certain topics, or say things they don't fully mean just to keep conversations comfortable. Deep thinkers often question these patterns. They may prefer honesty and meaningful discussions instead of following these unwritten rules. But when someone doesn't follow the usual social rhythm, others might see them as too serious, distant, or even intimidating, even when that was never the intention. Struggling with people doesn't mean something is wrong with you, and being a deep thinker doesn't automatically make someone wiser than others either. It simply means your mind processes the world in a more reflective way. The real challenge is learning when to slow down the constant analysis and when to simply participate in the moment. Not every interaction has to be deep or meaningful. Sometimes the simplest conversations are what help people connect.